Chat, here we go. We are going to run some EU versus NA games against some top players. We got Joyo from Team Queso rocking the Team Queso esports decal. Not a bad decal. A couple people in chat saying it was their favorite decal. I think it's a pretty good one. We actually didn't look at it in the shop when we were looking at a few in the shop right before we went live. But we didn't look at the Team Queso one. And I think it does look pretty good. On the other side of the field, we got Aygius, a North American 1v1 player, who's rocking what I think might be the best decal, which is the Dignitas decal. The biggest thing about the Dignitas decal is that they actually went out of their way to pick a color other than black. I mean, it actually does have some black in it, but almost every other team, actually Team Queso is a good example of a team that didn't do that as well, got some blue. But everyone's so desperate to get a black decal out, I think because, you know, black is not a color that you can pick in Rocket League, so people are really excited about it. But, yeah, anyways, new decals, new esports shop. We're on Beckwith Park today, so no crowd. You'll notice that it's a little bit quieter every time I stop talking. But sometimes you just got to do it for the love of the game, man. Sometimes you come out to the field and there's no fans in the stands, and, you know, it's not showtime, but you just got to put in the work and do it for the love. And that's what Aygius and Joyo are doing now. We're going to start on EU servers. I asked them if they wanted a coin flip for the best of 5 on which servers they'd rather start on. Aygius just said, I'll start on EU. He'd rather not even coin flip for it. So, best of 5. We're going to go back and forth between EU and NA. And we're going to watch Joyo versus Aygius. Aygius is going to go up 2-0. I'll be honest, I forget how he scored the first. But this one's going to come from a challenge. Joyo initiating a dribble and just not holding onto the ball long enough. Didn't drop it down in front of his car for that 50 in time. Away decals are coming early next year. Yeah, I saw those are mainly white. So obviously they must have got instruction that for their home decals it could probably be either their main color or black. And then for the away decals, I'm assuming almost all of them are going to be white. Chat, do we think that they're going to make teams wear their decal in games? Probably not, right? Joyo getting to first. Not a single cheer in the crowd. This is a nice pre-flip setup to get it over Aygius. Even Aygius is going to throw the nice shot as Joyo chips the ball up for a single pop and flips through it, tapping it up on that final. Wait, you don't think you have thanks binded? You appreciate all your compliments? That's funny. Joyo, you heard it here first. Joyo Toxic doesn't even have thanks bound in quick chats. So you know he's absolutely never hitting up the thanks to his opponents. Somebody's messaging me about whether or not they could play tonight. That's Toxic AD. You're not wrong. He's not wrong. Aygius, a soft tap on the goal line. Joyo can't get around it to keep it out. Queso decal actually not bad, but you're not a fan of Dig. Well, I disagree. I also think is this black standard that Aygius is using with it? It's not ink, right? No, yeah, black standard. That is nice. That goes really, really well with the yellow to black transition of the car. Just great style choices everywhere. Joyo using pink boost. I don't know about that personally, but, you know, to each their own. Aygius, a soft lob. Joyo trying to clear this away with very little boost. You can see him using the musty to try and get the extra distance on the clear. Didn't quite connect with it, but it is going to buy himself enough time to grab boost. A bit of a low-scoring game, I'd say, for 1v1. 3 minutes in, and only 4 goals scored so far. At least we've slowed down for the past minute. Joyo, wow, a cheeky continuation on this play. I did not think he was going to be able to get away with another attempt. Aygius trying to win that 50, and you could see Aygius not playing with the kind of urgency that he needed to. I think he assumed that that ball was going to hit the ground and, you know, they're going to go for a low 50, or maybe even Joyo would leave that possession. But Joyo had the angle and slaps it in for a second. He does have the ping advantage here on EU, so needs to get a game win, you'd think, in order to make sure he stays up in the series. If it goes to game 5 right now, he will have 3 EU games to Aygius's 2, and the long shot from Aygius will get him a 4th with a minute 30 left to go. Joyo stealing the back corner boost, and Aygius just great recognition, a good catch with the ball directly headed towards the net, and the continuation gets it past supersonic speed. Are the away decals coming next year? I don't know how long it's going to be till the away decals come out. I assumed it was going to be much sooner than that, but I don't know what I'm basing that off of. Wait, I actually just heard a little bit of crowd noise. Is there somebody watching from like far away? People just like gasped at Aygius clearing that one away, I swear. Either that, I've played so much Rocket League that my head just plays some of the crowd noise in my head for me. Joyo! No, there it is. See, they gasped again as Aygius gets taken off the field. Joyo on the bounce dribble. Aygius, just a moment of hesitation as he was thinking about backwards challenging. And that's all he needs to get caught out of position as Joyo flicks it and takes him off the map. 37 seconds left to go. Joyo needing another. Aygius, a nice single jump to kind of bait that he's going up in the air and keep Joyo occupied, but ultimately let it come back down to the ground. Joyo might find a way to get this into the net. Aygius stopped it at first, but ultimately the backflip finishes it off. Aygius trying to pre-jump super early to prevent the air dribble bump. And it just almost worked if it weren't for the continuation from Joyo. So clutching it up with 22 seconds left to go, a tie game. A interesting kickoff, the opposite of clutching it up in the final moments. Aygius has an opportunity to get a really tight angle shot. He actually just let it fall as he realized his first touch had a really good angle into the net. 4-4. An on-ball carry. He's going to go for a double jump bump. Joyo up to take it away. Seemed like he tried to get underneath it to continue to play, but he's going to have to wait for overtime. Man, what has been going on with Joyo's kickoffs? He's been trying to mix it up, and it has led to some really interesting situations. Oh, what a save. Aygius able to get back on the ball to prevent the counterattack. Aygius trying to bait off the play, and Joyo fell for it. Aygius making it look like he's going to leave, but never really was far away from the play and is able to sit and wait as he gets that wave dash 50 and punishes Joyo. Aygius will take game number 1 on EU, and we shall head over to North America for game number 2. 88-40 here on US East. Joyo versus Aygius. This is actually really good ping for somebody from England. Joyo on Team Queso, if you didn't already know, an RLCS player from EU. I just now realized at least his wheels match his boost color. But Joyo getting 88 ping. I feel like that's really good ping for an English player on US East. I don't think you get much better servers than that. Aygius rocking 40. I forget where Aygius is from. I think he's told me where in the US he plays from. But I can't remember now. We got a lot of US players who play on stream. Did you see the DM of the bracket today? I was not able to check it out. I've had a pretty busy day in terms of work and the stream in the morning and now the stream in the afternoon. So I have not looked at it. But you know what, man? I know it's you, Reed, so I know it's perfect. I know it's amazing and nothing could go wrong. Joyo, a shot attempt with 12 boost, and wait a second, Aygius, what was that touch? Aygius trying to kill this ball on the back wall, but somehow rolled into it after landing with his back against the back wall. He was trying to kill it with that side flip, but a 2-0 lead for Joyo. A missed execution by Aygius. He's got himself a perfect sidewall setup. He's going to use it off the ceiling this time. He uses the flip to get it over Joyo, who is coming to challenge early, but at the cost of getting a good shot attempt. Nice fake. It's a power shot, but Joyo covers it. The defensive possession is not over yet. Great 50, though. Sometimes it can be really hard to get that solid of a 50 when a player is waiting on the other side of the ball, expecting you to come. But, man, Joyo pushing straight through the ball, earning himself an open field and an open net. 3-0 as Joyo looking somehow better when he has less of a ping advantage. Cam's in Missouri. Yeah, I think Cam, if we get Cam in the next game, it should be a debut for Cam. I don't think we've had Cam on yet, but Cam did play in the qualifiers for Feer Fest, I'm pretty sure. And we may or may not have streamed one of those games he played in. I can't remember. Aygius, really strong side flip setup to get a continuation, but Joyo playing quick. The bounce dribble in the air. I think Aygius decided in a crucial moment that he thought Joyo was going to come turn and challenge. That's why he double jumped into that ball to accelerate that touch. It's a great play. If Joyo did try and break up, the play somewhere around midfield, he would have likely gone flying underneath the play. But when Joyo just waits on the back line, it's normally not the play to take a shot that early. Backline defenders, love to see that when they have loads of time to react. But I think Aygius just caught Joyo out of position, and a first goal will come to him. A nice midfield 50, and Joyo was trying to get a bump on Aygius, I believe, and then felt like he could conveniently continue to the back corner boost, but he didn't have that kind of time. He needed to turn around right away if he wanted to have a chance at breaking up Aygius' shot, but nothing like an immediate kickoff goal to erase the mistakes of the past. I think that's mostly Aygius' fault as we switch to his perspective and watch his approach to the ball. He did not connect cleanly. And a lot of the times, that's what kickoff wins come down to. If you can... Oh, that's nasty. Even Joyo has to give him the nice shot. 1 second. We'll talk about kickoffs in a moment. But Aygius off the wall, the flip reset, wave dash. Joyo was camping on the back wall, preparing for everything high, and did not expect such a nice shot low. I think one of the reasons why KV1's so good at the kickoffs and, what kickoffs are in general is just consistent execution of the game plan. The majority of kickoffs, even in KV1 games, do go neutral, do go kind of slightly in favor of one or the other either way. But the reason why KV1 does so well is I think he has such perfect, execution compared to his opponent. So his opponent will waver much more often than he does, and it will result in lots of direct kickoff wins. And of course, there's more to it than just that. There's lots of minor adjustments these guys make as the game goes on and as they see how their opponent is playing the kickoffs. Aygius going to get early control. Joyo trying to break up the play early, and will go flying by the ball. Do you have to update Aygius' side? Yes, you're right. Yeah. Let me... I was too busy thinking about the server change. I will update that right after the next goal, which should be right now. Aygius, a great shot. Wasn't in, but caught the corner of the post. And able to go up on the second attempt. We've seen that a few different times from Aygius. And I'm going to debate you guys as I tab out the moment he was going to tap it in. Aygius up 1 in his best of 5. I forgot to turn back on the best of 5 little indicator on screen so people don't have to ask all the time. Aygius, air dribble bump, and he absolutely dunks on Joyo to get the 5th. Joyo started off this game with considerable momentum, but Aygius has fought his way all the way back. Joyo able to get a touch, but not enough. Joyo has definitely been loving the delayed kickoffs. Certainly his preferred method to mix up the kickoffs and try and stay ahead of the game. But we haven't seen a lot of success from his delayed kickoffs and from really a lot of the players who have been executing the delayed kickoff as of late. I think Pale Rider was one of the first players to, really rely on the delayed kickoff for entire series like I've never seen from any player before. He did a really good job with it. He managed to win consistently all series long with a slight delay on his kickoff. And I think that might just come down to the fact that he's practiced it for a long time. Said he had a hard time racing and beating people outright, so he just slowed it down and worked on perfecting reacting on a slightly later approach. Joyo gonna get a shot from midfield. Aygius not able to clear it as much as he thought he was going to. But a minute left to go. And the way these leads have been changing this game number 2, it's far from over. Aygius gonna get himself a wall to air dribble. He is a ceiling resetter so far at the start of this series, and he's gonna slam a ceiling reset shot straight into the net.
Imagine being a mod, banned from stream LULW. F in the chat for Eros.
Oh, only Ray give it $1 just to clown on Eros, who lost the marbles, I think about a week ago, and so has been timed out for 1 week and has got 1 more week to serve. That's, you know, that's just a risky take on marbles, chat. 6-6. Every goal in this final minute could be the last. Joyo challenging well on this Aygius dribble. Controller wire. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting setup from Aygius. Maybe a controller disconnect as he lets go of the ball on what looked like an air dribble setup of some sort. 7-6 with 20 seconds left to go. Unfortunately, the hardware you play on is part of your competitive setup. Can Aygius make up for his controller wire with the air dribble? Joyo sends it wide. And with 10 seconds left to go, he actually doesn't even need to take this back to Aygius. I'm surprised he did. He could have cut it back into his own half. Aygius dunks this 50 on the wall. And he's going to get one last shot attempt, trying to put it over Joyo. If as long as he can keep it in the air, ooh, that was going to be a tough play. Not impossible, I don't think. But could not power slide underneath the ball. And Joyo will tie it up 1-1. Aygius versus Joyo. Game number 3. Oh my goodness. No wonder. I should have been able to predict this. Johnny Boy with a raid of 400. If King Spectre is in the chat, then there must be a Johnny Boy raid coming. Yo, Johnny, thank you for the raid of 400 million viewers. What's going on, guys? We're running 1v1s tonight. We're running a bunch of 1v1s tonight because we need a bunch of YouTube content for the week. We're going to not be streaming for a week or so. So we got Joyo from Team Queso taking on Aygius right now. We're in game 3. Aygius, maybe a guy that the Johnny Boy viewers don't know. I imagine the Johnny Boy viewers aware of Joyo from Team Queso, but Aygius is a top 100 1v1er from North America. He has moved his way consistently into the top 20, I'm pretty sure, over the past month or so. And we've had him on stream a few times. He's done well against some of the top players, but still looking for, you know, some great wins to hang his hat on. And Joyo would not be a bad one as we're tied up 1-1. We're going back and forth between EU and NA servers. We started on EU because Aygius said he didn't care. He'd rather just get started than go for a coin flip between the two. Thank you again, Johnny Boy. Appreciate it. Chat, which tier list was the worst? If you just came from Johnny Boy's stream, I saw them. They were doing not tier lists, but they were doing predictions for the first major and how high teams would finish. Who had the worst list this time around? CJ left off SSG. Intentional, or did he just forget? Does CJ think that is he trying to get a massive prediction, or did he just forget? Oh, he miscounted. Aygius switched to the Fennec. Was he playing the Fennec in game number 1 or 2? Or am I just crazy? T-Bates was the worst. CJ has the best by 4. I feel like T-Bates, when I've seen that stuff, does have maybe the most NA bias. T-Bates and Roll Diz definitely have some serious NA bias. Johnny left off G2 too. Wait, intentionally? Intentionally, like G2, they don't think will finish. What is it? How many teams are there? It's a lot of teams, right? G2, I don't know. G2, I feel like you could argue that they could underperform. SSG has given no signs of ever underperforming, though, right? 5 teams from NA. Yeah, I think SSG is a more ridiculous absentee than G2. Top 5, he thinks true neutral will outplace them. Will outplace G2. Wait, that's not crazy, right? Hasn't recent results kind of suggested true neutral looks really good? Aygius, nice dribble for a second. Aygius popping this one off the wall, taking it to the air dribble. He has looked comfortable taking these in the air. Previously looking for flip resets or bumps, but this time just accelerating it past Joyo. The mix-up, always important in the aerial game. FaZe is new and uncoordinated. You actually liked rolled as this list this time around? Sometimes I can't tell if people are making a little bit of content fix. Joyo, a third off the back wall. I think he sent Aygius across the entire map. The replay's not going to show it, but trying to read chat and watch the game. Pretty sure I bump it in midfield. Yummy's was the most realistic, but that was no fun. Doesn't that mean he also had the best list, or was he just to chalk? Did he like fill out his NCAA bracket with all the 1 seeds making it to the Final Four? Johnny for sure is doing a content list every time. Well, he's content king. We can't be too surprised that the content king is making a content list. Aygius, he has found himself on this back wall defending against Joyo a lot. Joyo has looked really good with the kind of doomsy type plays where he looks to create with the ball glued to the back wall and you know, gets a solid shot attempt. But as it always goes, as I hype him up too much on this really aggressive play that, you know, normally is risky and should get you scored on like it just did, it does result in Aygius getting a counter goal. Johnny purposely has the EU bias, but he knows NA and EU are close at lands. I don't know. I mean, Johnny definitely plays up the EU versus NA stuff at times. But I feel like every once in a while you can get him to be pretty fair as far as EU versus NA goes. Aygius, a huge setup as he rolled up the wall way too fast. Tried to make something out of it coming off the ceiling, but ultimately just gave away possession and got absolutely nothing from his open play. He had free possession at midfield, Joyo retreating to the back line, and he had to come away with some kind of shot. Instead, he hands over possession, leaves himself with very little boost, and can't get back as Joyo gets a fourth and ties up the game. A very crucial game number 3. Between Aygius and Joyo. By the way, chat, if you want to know who's playing later today, I think we got Cam and Fast. Fast we've seen before. A 12-year-old, or he can't quite be 12-year-old anymore, right? He's got to be 13 by now. But a top 10 player or top 20 player, you should see him in the top 100. Going up against Cam, who I believe is also around in the top 10. So that should be a good game coming up after this one. That's a nasty shot for Joyo, though. He's gotten a couple different pool shots. They just keep crediting him with pool shots. Flip reset. He sees Aygius coming off the wall early, and he just uses the flip right away. That is just great reaction. Good recognition to get the flip reset early and know exactly when to use it. That was a nasty shot from Joyo. Joyo, the wall to air dribble, and wow! Joyo absolutely clutching up in the final minute game number 3. 2 nasty shots in a row. Maybe a couple shots worthy of being 1 and 2 of the series so far. Aygius glued to the ground, and Joyo executing that really, really quick. I mean, you'll see players a lot, like just like Aygius is doing right now. They love their wall to air dribbles, but even if Joyo didn't take that one away, that was a really slow setup from Aygius, and it would have given Joyo a lot of time to get 100 boost and reset. I think one of the key plays or key portions of that play from Joyo on that last wall to air dribble was how quickly he got the ball to the wall and towards the net to make sure that Aygius is recovering really, really late and having a tough time making you know, a serious save. Because we see a lot of players not really getting goals off of those wall-to-air dribbles shot attempts when they don't set them up nearly fast enough. Aygius going to hop out of this map. We're going to go head back over to NA servers as Joyo goes up 2-1. And we go to game number 4. Can have him on it whenever he wants. Aygius versus Joyo. 2-1. I think Aygius is playing his 3rd card this series. I swear he started in the Octane. Then he had the Fennec. Now the Dominus. The Dominus with the Halo and the Devil Decal. Is this not the most classic Season 1 card you've ever seen? If it weren't for the Titanium White Zombas, it would be a great Season 1 card. He just needs the Cristianos. Or you know what? The Dominus might not have existed in Season 1. This might need to be like a Season 2. Chat, I remember playing before the Dominus. Type 1 in chat if you played Rocket League before the Dominus even existed. Joyo, nice use of the flip off the wall to roll himself into a flip reset. It was a great mechanical play. He didn't get anything out of it. C-Mets played, yeah, that's true. Ready Shot, Blundered Hope, Explosion, Akashi. Did the Dominus exist in 2016? I can't remember when they released it. I just know I played basically on release. And I remember when the Dominus came out, it was around December. I think it might have been December 2015. Because I want to say it was around my birthday, and I got the Dominus around my birthday. I don't know why I remember that. So I'm going to guess that it came out 2015, late 2015. Because it doesn't sound right to say that it came out in 2016, late 2016. That would be way too long. Was Halo always paintable? Wait, items weren't paintable, period, back in the day, I thought. When Halo first existed, I don't think it was paintable. So I get what you're saying. You're saying because the Halo is titanium white, it also counts as not a Season 1 car. I can agree with that. That's true. Aygius seemed like he was going up to set up a musty, but got lost halfway through. Took it back down to the ground. Not a bad idea. When a player gives you this much space on defense, no reason to shoot early, give them time to react. Instead, let the ball continue to bounce and make that final shot attempt right at the goal line where the defender will have no time to react. So great adjustment, and an important adjustment for a player like Aygius, who likes to hit those kind of shots, to pull back off of one and recognize it's not what the game needs right now. Aygius could not really get whatever he wanted out of that dribble. Ends up just tapping it away, having to undercut Joyo to stay in the play. If FaZe drops Alu and picks up Daniel, it'll basically FaZe Man Clan. I wonder what the situation is with Daniel. Everybody loves to speculate. I wish I could tell you that I secretly know the answer, chat, and that I'm just not telling you. So I will. I do know the answer. It's only for the Rocket League Elite, so I'm so sorry, but you don't get to know. Joyo, high bounce. Aygius trying to pre-jump and made his way back down to the ground and up on the back wall to cover the dribble to the top corner. Joyo going to need to pull the ball away from a spot of the net that can be covered by the back wall if he wants to catch Aygius out for that super early pre-jump. Chat, I can't do these maps without crowds, man. It throws me off so much. It's just so quiet. It feels like you guys aren't here. That's what it is. It feels like chat's not hanging out with me. Why is it just me and these two guys out here on this field? Aygius, nice low 50. A 3-1 lead. And another slow scoring one as we head into the last 2 minutes of game number 4. Joyo trying to finish it off here on North American servers. But even if he doesn't, he'll have one more opportunity on EU. This is not the first time we've played an Aygius series where he has the EUNA disadvantage. I think he played Moxie the same way, where Moxie got one extra game on his own servers, and in that one they just traded. Both players only ever winning on their own server. Hasn't been the case so far with Joyo versus Aygius. Both of them have stolen one on the opposite server. Aygius starting an air dribble from so far away. You can see him losing it almost right away. Can have a hard time connecting with any sort of interception. He does have the 3-2 lead. Joyo gonna set himself up with a wall to air dribble. He's had a couple of nasty clips so far, and I think the previous game, or has his 2 goals this game come from the 2 nasty clips. I've got the shortest memory of all time. But Aygius cannot dribble this ball at a dangerous way. This has been Joyo's classic way to score. Once he gets the ball inside that 18-yard box range of Aygius, he's done a good job maintaining pressure and eventually breaking down the defense. 3-3 with 53 seconds left to go. Kickoff, push to Aygius' side. He tried to kill it to the other side wall and give himself a possession, but Joyo hung out at midfield and waited for his opportunity, and a huge miss on a backflip challenge by Aygius. You can see him dropping his controller as his Dominus goes flying by. That was cheeky power slide. I mean, you watch it from his perspective and you can tell he's definitely trying to surprise Joyo out. Your game just broke when you flipped, or he did something completely on accident, because that would explain the interesting movement. Aygius, this time the cheeky touch does give him a goal. This is, you know, similar in vein to what he was trying to do a moment ago, where he sent it to the side wall to start an air dribble. This time he kills it much softer to give himself the immediate power shot, and he will only find himself down for a couple seconds. He ties it back up. 30 seconds left to go. Important kickoffs to finish this game. Aygius is going to lose it all the way into his back corner. Joyo, once again, doing what he does best, is he just tries to hang out on Aygius' half with little boosts. He's just so good at just being a pest around the ball, making a play happen out of nothing. This time, sniping Aygius in the air. I don't even know how Joyo was going supersonic. He had almost no boost, but the flip must have briefly brought him into supersonic as he destroys Aygius off the field. 5-4. Joyo preventing a game number 5 is to give him 2 wins. Actually, he'd win both games on US East, I believe, if he ends up taking this one. So not a bad... Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Neither one of these guys can hold on to their leads. Joyo, a really strong touch on the back line. Both these players, all they need to do is lob arching shots at very low speed at each other and then just wait for the defender to make a mistake. And both of them seem more than willing to do that. 5-5, Joyo trying to keep it in the air, but it's not going to work. Overtime in game number 4. Aygius completely faking the kickoff. I think that's the first time we've seen him fake a kickoff all series long. He's going to bring it out in the most crucial moment. We've seen Joyo do a lot of delayed kickoffs, but nothing from Aygius so far. He does have a nice possession in midfield. His single jump pops it over Joyo. Wait, why would he not score? It makes absolutely no sense. He will tap it in. But a great play and a good setup with that single jump wave dash to get a perfectly bouncing ball. It's going to be really hard for Joyo to challenge. And Aygius just reacting to when Joyo went for it. Game number 5. Joyo versus Aygius. Of course it's got to go to game 5. Aygius versus Joyo. Aygius refusing to play any game with a similar car back to back. He is employing the Aqua method. When we saw Aqua play last on stream, he became famous for, hard to say famous, but he definitely used a different car every single game. And switching it up always seemed to give him extra power, but not quite like Drally, who would use literally any car in the game. Aygius has, at the very least, stuck to the meta cars. Whereas Drally, for a long while, would just switch to any random car after every single game. Oh no, Feer joining the Fix Your Servers Club? Wait. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I just think those bugs are interesting. How do they send us into 2 different maps? Why do they always bring... Is it just the party leader? I want to know how they work. I slightly understand software. I just need a dev to explain it to me, and then I'm sure I'd understand why it's a hard problem for them to solve. Daniel, Dries, Drally on the same team. When Drally comes back to NA, that would actually be sick. I want randoms to kind of become a team. I saw randoms played in the most recent Astro, but they didn't do quite as well. I think there was some good teams playing in the Astro. But it was 2-piece Chronic and Daniel, which is what I consider to be the original randoms team. I'm not sure if randoms plays with a lot of other rosters. But they lost to some good team. But that would be, oh my god, that's a nasty flick. Even Joyo had to give him the nice shot. This was actually a humongous flick. Almost full field, about 3/4 field, 97km/h flick, just huge arc, unsavable. Normally, the flicks are not open from that far away. I don't think Joyo necessarily expected needing to defend that nice of a flick from that situation. Aygius the double, what a play. You need to place these so well. These are a big risk. Taking these double touches in 1v1s can really put you in a tough spot. If you don't hit the double well, you drop that ball too low and make it easy for for Joyo to save. He's going to be winning a race big time on the counterattack back to your net. And Aygius going to have to, waste time landing on the back wall, jumping back down. And it almost always results in a goal the other way. So you have to have some serious huevos and confidence to go up for the double touch. Joyo, that was almost nasty. The pre-jump takeaway. These guys absolutely, breaking the mold a little bit on their challenges and plays as they go back and forth. Joyo having to roll possession away. Aygius gets it past Joyo, but not at the cost of his life. So open field and a bounce dribble into an air dribble from Joyo. We saw him going for air dribble bumps a lot earlier in the series. This time he doesn't even look for the bump at all. He just kind of slowly pokers it down the field. Not sure how he expects to get it past the defender if he does that. It's a great placement, but good defense by Aygius in the top corner. And I mean, Joyo just gets the goal eventually. He's so consistent at maintaining possession with all these shot attempts, and maybe that's what it's all about for Joyo. The initial air dribble, easy to save, you could argue, but gets him into that situation where he gets to play backline offense, or frontline offense, I guess it would be considered for him. And he's just so consistent at maintaining that possession until he eventually gets a shot in the net. But nothing gets a lead back quite as nicely as an immediate kickoff goal. Is Aygius on an org/team? I'm pretty sure he must be. I don't think he's on an org necessarily, but I guarantee he has some kind of 3s team, or is at least looking for one. Because he is not a next-gen player. He is old enough to play in RLCS. And, a player as talented as him, I'm not sure I've ever heard of somebody as good as Aygius just not entertaining 3s at all. Joyo leaving the net absolutely wide open, which, watching that from his perspective, it seemed pretty clear it was going to happen. And I guess we'd have to watch it from his perspective again to get an idea on why he thought that bounce out to the midfield wasn't going to get immediately crushed into his net. Is he really 19? Oh, he's 19. 19's pretty old nowadays, dude. If you didn't just become RLCS eligible, you're actually too old. Not really, chat, just so you know. Aygius, as long as your age ends with teen, then you're okay. Drees is such an old timer. Yeah, at this point, Drees is like 16. So like, I mean, he's kind of over the hill a little bit. These have been some great early challenges. Aygius was getting a lot of good shot attempts from the air, and Joyo has adjusted by immediately coming to challenge right as the play starts. He's looked really comfortable coming off the ceiling to break up the play, and he's had a lot of different counterattacks just barely go wide. I think Aygius is lucky that a lot of these haven't, you know, really blown the game open for Joyo, because if he's been a little bit more accurate on those takeaways, I think he'd have considerable leads against Aygius. But you see him maybe rushing the play a little bit too much, although I think if he slows it down at all, he likely won't get these open nets on the counters. But Joyo, yet another outplay on the back line, and a 4-4 tie game with a minute left to go. Game 5. These two trying to prove who's the best 1v1er tonight. You're 21, so you're ancient? Yeah, that's crazy. Never even heard of someone who's 21 years. Oh, Joyo. Oh, he's going to give himself a nice shot. This is what I'm talking about. He does seem to be playing it just a little bit too fast. That was a wide open net he missed. And it goes in vain with exactly the kind of shots I was talking about earlier, but that one was, you know, especially easy to hit. Other ones you could see he was missing because he's towing the line between Aygius getting back in time. That one was just a wide open net, and it might cost him the game. Aygius gonna get a 5th after taking control of the ball in the corner. 17 seconds left to go. Joyo gonna need to clutch the kickoff. Is he gonna go delay kickoff like he's done a lot this series, or will he just play it regular? He's gonna go fake kickoff, and Aygius colliding with him, trying to maintain possession back into the corner. Joyo knows it though. Is immediately searching for the bump. He's even willing to go on the ceiling to get it. That cost him all his boost. Aygius is going to be able to clutch out the game. He will chip in one more goal. He doesn't want to just let the clock roll down. 6-4, GG's from Joyo. Not a bad attempt to go up to the ceiling. That would have been a nasty demo if he had gotten it and was able to get one more goal. Aygius throwing the GG's. Good luck on RLCS. Good luck indeed. Thanks for playing. Give him the thanks for playing heart. Thanks for playing heart. 6-4. Aygius taking it in 5. As NA always on top, right? Right, Johnny Boy fans?